Hello, welcome to Minecraft. My name is Renee, and tonight I am going to be organizing several chests and shulker boxes full of loot from a recent adventure while you drift off to sleep. So sit back, relax, close your eyes, enjoy the sound of the rain, the creaking and cracks of the chests and the doors, the little grunts and noises from the different animals around, and the gentle, soothing music. It is your time to rest and to relax while I get this work done and get us ready for our next adventure. We are going to start by finding the bundles within these chests and taking all the items out of the bundles so we can clearly see everything that we have to work with. And we will need to do some organizing within our storage building itself because we just don't have room for everything that has been gathered over the past couple of days. Let's grab one more chest here and place it down. And then everything that is in the bundle can go in the chests as needed. We have a lot of pottery shards and a lot of armor trims. While I'm excited to use them in the future, they need a place to go for right now. A lot of this loot and these items came from a trail ruin. So it's a lot of unique and individual single items that can't easily be stacked, or we just don't have multiples of those specific items. But that's all right. So we have this chest set up. We didn't end up needing this one. Let's break it and put it back. Let's start by organizing the items that are currently in our inventory. We can put this ender chest back down. And why don't we put all of our usual tools into this ender chest so they are safe in one spot so we don't forget them or accidentally sort them or put them away somewhere that they are not supposed to go. We have a little bit of netherrack in our inventory. We can put this in this chest with all the other netherrack. And we are about to add a new wood type to our storage. I do want to keep all of our different woods together, which means that we are going to need to move either this wool and dye chest or this general decor chest. And I'm thinking that we will move the wool and dye somewhere else, and we can place our new pale oak logs into here. And actually, as I say that, I realize we already have a chest for pale oak, so we do not need to move anything. Never mind. We can start to put some of this dye in here though. We also have a chest for general decor, and that is where I like to put candles and anything that is less functional and just more decorative. So we can throw these couple of candles into here. Oh look, here's another shulker box that has some stuff in it. Let's come up, place this down over here. And why don't we pull everything out? There's not a ton at the moment. That will be easy enough to organize. We're going to put all of our bundles together into one big bundle. And I see here a furnace and a loom, which are villager blocks or working blocks. And I know we have a couple of those scattered throughout these chests. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those because they all go into the same spot. Here's another dried bush. Here are some candles that we can grab. A flower pot that will also go in the decor chest. I think that's good for the moment. If I try to think about too many of these things at once, I will get overwhelmed. So, like everything in life, let's take this one step at a time. All of our more functional blocks can go in here. I'm actually going to take these villager blocks out of this chest and put them here as well. Except for the composters. Let's grab those and put those into general decor because I do use those a lot as large plant or flower pots. And then let's rename this barrel to just functional blocks. I think that makes sense. And we'll keep going. We have a couple tools in hand. We can place those here. Drop off the oak planks. We have a bunch of ladders made. I don't know if I have, oh yes, I do have a barrel just for ladders. I also have a barrel for clay and bricks. This flower pot and these candles need to go back into the general decor box. Let's put this jungle sapling in with the jungle wood. Let's put these iron nuggets in with the rest of our iron. We have some iron ingots as well. This dead bush can go into general decor. We'll put this kelp into one of our random chests, or barrels rather. These are barrels. But look, we already have some armor trim here. I do think we will need to have one box just for armor trim, or one barrel just for armor trims, and maybe one barrel just for pottery shards, because we do have a lot of those now. I'm going to grab the lodestone and the compass here and just place those in a different box. It sounds like there's a wandering trader about. Perhaps he will make his way over to us soon. Let's put this bed back, also under functional blocks. The lapis and the bone block will need to be placed in other buildings. We'll save those for just a little bit later. For now, let's go grab the rest of our armor trims and the rest of our pottery shards, and we'll figure out a good place for those to go within the storage room. Let's also grab these music discs while we have the room. And that's good for the moment. Maybe we can turn one of these barrels into a place for the pottery shards to go. And we don't have a ton of armor trims, so maybe those can just go back into one of these random barrels. Let's take what we can out of this top one. Let's put some of these pottery shards in here. And you know what? I think we'll just put the armor trims in here too. They can share a barrel. Why not? And we'll have to rename this barrel using this birch sign. We'll say armor trims and pottery shards. And just because I like to stay nice and organized, let's make sure that they look good within the barrel itself. There we go. Now we can place the rest of these items back into one of these random barrels. I feel like at some point we'll definitely need to come in and organize this barrel a little bit better. Maybe we'll have time for that today. But the most important thing right now is to get the rest of those chests and those shulker boxes sorted and organized. Oh look, here's an armor trim that we missed the first time around. Those barrels are definitely very full at this point. Put this armor trim back. We have a honey bottle. I'm going to put this here under general decor with the honeycomb. I don't think that will be its permanent spot, but it works for the moment. We have an extra bow here that we're not going to need. I think I'm just going to throw that out the door and I'll let it despawn. This is an empty shulker box. We can break it and we'll put it with the other shulker boxes. Now, this box is filled to the brim with mushrooms. Let's grab all the mushrooms out of this box. We can break the box too. And we will make one of these double chests in here just for mushrooms. Let's put it over here. There we go. Plenty of room for more in the future. And we'll label this mushroom blocks. We'll store these shulker boxes in our ender chests. We'll store these regular chests in here under functional blocks. And we'll take a brief moment to run to some of the other places where these items need to go. So all of our lapis is stored up here in our enchantment room. The bone blocks are stored at our flower farm, and the emeralds are stored in our town hall. So let's brave the rain for a couple moments and go drop those off where they need to go. We're making great progress already. We'll say a quick hello to our chickens. We'll say a quick hello to our villagers. Looks like the town hall is very busy today. Let's drop these emeralds off and continue up the road, past the cleric's house, past the blacksmith's house, to our flower farm. We'll say a quick hello to Jack. Hello, Jack. And let's drop these off. There we go. We can say a quick hello to George on our way home. George the Ghast. Let's keep working now. There's not a ton in this chest. We can grab all of it and then we'll break the chest. And let's just fill up the rest of our inventory with some things from these other chests. We have some gravel in hand. Let's put that away. One block of iron ore. Over here's where the dyes go. And we have a lot of pale oak in our inventory. Let's put it all in here. Except for the eye blossoms. Since those are technically flowers, I want to put them into our flowers and seeds box. And actually, this is not so much seeds anymore, but just flowers. So we can take down the sign. We'll rename it for clarity. Flowers and greenery. I added greenery because we have lily pads in here, we have drip leaf in here. I know there's also greenery within this general decor box. And actually some of it needs to be moved, like this grass and this drip leaf. I think we'll leave the moss and the leaves here, but we'll take the azaleas out. We'll take the vines out. We'll take this dead bush and the glow lichen out, and the leaf litter. And I do think it would be best maybe to have an entire separate barrel just for leaves and grasses and other greenery. Maybe we can replace this bamboo with those things. I had the bamboo there with string so that we could easily make scaffolding, but I think there's a better way to organize it. So why don't we make this the barrel for greenery? Anything that's not a flower can go in here. Anything that is a flower will stay here. And we will find a new spot for our bamboo and our string. Label that greenery. And we will label this just flowers. And this actually works out perfectly. This villager blocks barrel up here is empty, and we can rename it to bamboo and string. And let's put those in here, nice and easy. Even though this leaf litter is not green, I'm going to put it under greenery. Under general decor, we will add these iron bars. The oak hanging signs with the oak. The spruce hanging signs with the spruce. The resin clumps will go under pale oak. The bones will need to be returned to the flower farm once again. Sticks can be dropped off into any random wood type box. I have a piece of glass in hand. Let's come place this over here in our glass and sand double chest. The cocoa beans will also need to go with the bone blocks over to the flower farm. Dirt with the other dirt. Gold with the other gold. The snowballs will need to go to the wizard's tower. And I have another bow and a brush here. The brush is very close to losing its durability. And I would need to craft another one anyways the next time that we decide to excavate a trail ruin. So we can just get rid of that brush for now. let's take a look at these sets of chests here. We have one labeled Other Dirt and Mud. We could put the mud bricks in here, and I think that's what we're going to do. We have coarse dirt, rooted dirt, packed mud, and now mud bricks. And we will need to find a new spot for all of our glazed terracotta. Perhaps we can place it over here. I know this one is labeled mud, but I evidently am not using it for mud. So we will use this now for terracotta, and we can use it for both glazed and unglazed terracotta. Let's take a look through our chests and our shulkers for any other terracotta that was collected along the way. And we can also grab the mud and dirt. How about these candles as well? A couple of pottery shards that I forgot to grab the last time. Here's a lily pad and some seagrass. There is more terracotta in here, I know it. Let's grab all of these different colors. The glazed ones as well. Orange, white, yellow, gray, and blue. And some extra dirt here. All right, that is plenty in hand. Let's go get organized. We'll start by just placing all the terracotta into this chest, and then we can organize it a little more from there. Oh, that's a bone block. We don't want to put that in there. I think we can go from light to dark, or have some sort of organization of the colors. And we'll place the glazed ones kind of on their own. That works for me, at least for the moment. Let's place this other music disc in here. We have some string for this barrel. Oh, these pottery shards need to go in here. More candles for the decor chest. More mud for the mud chest. And some extra dirt here. Let's place this light blue stained glass pane in with all the other stained glass. Iron bars for the decor chest, and some gold nuggets for this chest. Now we can put the seagrass in with the greenery, and let's take all this other greenery and hope that it will fit in this one single chest. and it does not fit, which means that we will need to do a little more organizing. And I think I'm going to do that by removing all the moss, and we can maybe give the moss its own chest somewhere. I want to try to keep blocks of a similar type together. So once again, let's remove the bamboo and string from here. We'll place the moss in here. Label it just simply moss. And let's place the bamboo and string into this one. We don't need more than just a single chest or barrel. However, I want to make sure it is easily accessible whenever needed. And now we have another couple of items that need to be dropped off somewhere in town. Let's take a moment to go do that once again. It's always nice to stretch our legs a little bit and get some fresh air. Are you stuck behind this door, sir? I think you want to be stuck behind that door. I tried to help. Let's place the bone blocks back into this barrel with the rest of them. The cocoa beans belong here as well, with the brown dye. And then the snowballs need to be placed in the wizard's tower. We can say a quick hello to Accident, our very hard-working copper golem here. Then we'll make our way upstairs. There's a little chest here with all the snowballs. You can hear the sound of the wind up here as well. Why don't we take a fun way home? We'll come up to the very top of the tower. And I was going to say that we could use our elytra to get down. Unfortunately, I just realized that I am not wearing the elytra. So, we will have to go back home on foot. Which is not a problem at all. And we can say hello to our horses along the way. Hello to Cobalt. Hello to Novella. Hello to their unnamed child. Hello to our llamas, who have gotten themselves all trapped back here. That's all right. And we're back. Let's keep going. We're making some great progress. We'll fill our inventory with everything that's in here. And then we can break both of these double chests. Or we'll break this one double chest into 2 small chests. And let's see. I think there's more we can grab from this one. Just to fully fill the inventory. There we go. Let's come back inside. We'll start by dropping off the pale oak. I think I would like to grab the pale moss blocks and the pale hanging moss. Except we need one more spot in our inventory for it. Let's place the dirt and the mud in their respective chests. We have a few stacks of gravel as well. Little more than a few. We'll place the gold. We'll place the wheat. We'll place this single mushroom and the rotten flesh. I think we'll need to come back here and reorganize this chest. It's getting a little messy, in my humble opinion. We can put this stone in here. We'll put the iron in. We have just a couple blocks of polished granite. Look how nice and organized this chest is. I would love everything to look like this one. Mossy stone bricks. We'll put the pale moss. We will put the pale moss blocks and the pale moss carpet in here with the other moss. We'll put the pale oak leaves in with the greenery. Clay goes with clay, of course. And I believe I have a stack of fire charges in here. The chests can, of course, go back with the other chests. And the coal actually belongs inside. However, I think I want to mine this coal up before we place it into storage so that it is not blocks but actual pieces of coal. To do that, we'll have to grab our pickaxe and we will have to build up the coal and then mine it back down. Let's do that right now. I'm going to make a tall tower out of the coal blocks, 2 at a time. I think that will be easiest to mine. We're going to hear a little bit more of that wind the higher we go. Alright, now let's mine it all down. Alright, that was easy, and it gave us a stack and 1 of coal. Exactly the same number of blocks we had, and we can place the coal in here. Let's put our pickaxe back into our ender chest. Let's keep going. We'll just grab everything out of these. Oh, look. I found more stacks of coal ore. Well, we'll have to do the same thing in just a moment here. But there are also a few other ores that are in block form that I do want to mine up as well. So why don't we save that for a little later, and we can just do everything all at once. Oops, that's not where the string goes. It goes up here. We have a fishing rod. We'll place that into our tools and weapons. Plenty of stone to drop off in various stages of being smoothed and polished and chiseled. We have a little bit of copper in here right now. I do have 1 box for copper and a lot of copper ore that needs to be mined as well. Why don't I put that in my inventory just so I don't forget? Let's cook up the raw chicken and the raw rabbit. Shouldn't take too long, and that'll be a nice little treat for us. Let's keep all of the ice together. I think I'm going to make a new block or a new chest just for ice, because I know in the future we are going to need a lot of it. And it looks like I cannot access this chest with these furnaces placed there. I feel like that's kind of a rookie mistake. You think I would know better by now. But we can remove these. We'll have to find another spot for them. But that is a problem for maybe a different time, or maybe just later in this video. Why don't we put them right here? And then we'll do the same for these. Did not take very long for the food to cook. As long as we can still access these lava buckets, then I think that will work. At least for now. Maybe we will make some more adjustments in the future. Oh look, we have some more terracotta. That belongs over here. Some more gravel, some more mud, and some bricks. Clay and bricks. Black wool belongs with the woolen dye. Mud bricks in here, along with the packed mud. Iron ingots. And why don't we grab this iron ore we can mine that as well. A little bit of gravel in the gravel box. A little bit of coal, we'll hold onto the coal. The leather goes elsewhere. The chests go in here. Let's actually grab one single chest. We'll place that chest back out here, and we'll place this ore inside of it, so we remember to take care of that. And I think we'll just about be able to empty both of these shulker boxes. There we go. Let's break those up. Let's put this copper ore in here. We have a lot more pale oak to add to our pale oak chests, along with the creaking heart, the moss, of course, in the moss chest or moss barrel. Oh, lots of saplings, that's very good. A little more for the greenery. These open eye blossoms are very beautiful, and I'm excited to use them. Some stone, some cobblestone, some gravel, some rotten flesh that really should not be here in the food barrel, but we're going to get to that in a moment. We can place the seeds in here, sticks in a random wood chest. The pickaxe goes back in the ender chest, and the shulker box is in the ender chest as well. Now we have some gunpowder here. I do not yet have a good space to store gunpowder. Why don't we think about that while we take some of these other items back to where they belong, because they do not belong in this storage. And while we do that, we're actually going to grab several of these shulker boxes, because there is more that needs to be gathered and organized and brought back to the storage room. You will see in just a moment, and I will explain. But for now, we need to make our way back into town. I store the paper in the town hall because it's used to make books, and oftentimes I use those books to enchant. Although I haven't done a ton of enchanting recently, it might be better to keep the books elsewhere. Or maybe we can keep a couple here, but we can take the materials that are used to make books and keep them somewhere else. Of course, the bone block belongs, or the bones themselves, not a full block. The bones belong at the flower shop or the flower farm once again. And we have left sugar and a spider eye, both of which are stored in the wizard's tower because they are used for making potions. And I will put them here into this copper chest for accident to sort. Yes, go on. A little bit of work for you, little one. Good job. Now, as I mentioned, there is more that needs to be organized. If we come down here, we have several chests full of items that we do not need to keep here anymore. They were used in the building of this tower. Now that the tower is built, we are ready to move on to our next project, and we need to take all of these supplies, bring them back to the storage area, and do some sorting and organizing. So let's grab our shulker boxes, and we're just gonna start filling up these shulkers. I did not bring a pickaxe, so it's going to take me a moment to destroy this stone cutter, but that's all right. And the rest of these should break pretty easily. We'll just put everything into the shulker boxes. And when we get back home, we'll lay it all out and we'll keep sorting. That is all of our shulker boxes filled. Why don't we break them? We'll return home. Place everything into chests and stage it to be organized. I have a little more than several barrels in hand. I think we're going to just kind of stack those barrels up here. And I would like to put everything that we have in the shulkers into barrels. Excuse me, little doggo, if you don't mind. Thank you. We'll have to move some of these flowers for the moment. And once we've moved everything from our workstation over by the Wizard's Tower, once we've gathered it all and moved it all over here and placed it into all these barrels, then we will organize the barrels into the storage room. I know it may seem like it's extra work to move everything twice, but I think in the long run it's going to help keep me better organized, and then we can sort of tackle everything at once instead of bringing the shulker boxes, organizing, and then needing to go back and refill the shulker boxes and then organizing. I'd rather look at a large stack of barrels and know that that's all that needs to get done, rather than a smaller stack of shulkers and then have to go back a couple of times. If that makes any sense to you. And if it doesn't, that's okay. All you are doing right now is just relaxing. Alright, that's good progress. I do think we'll be able to gather everything else with just one more trip. So let's go take care of that right now. And now we have one of our doggos by our side. It's always nice to have a little bit of company when working on these sort of mundane tasks. All right. A few more to go. Let's lay out our sugar boxes once more. And I think it's a little easier to just break the barrels, gather it up, and then place it in. Or chests, rather. I think I've been using barrel and chest and box all interchangeably thus far. So if you are confused at all, you must forgive me. But I believe they're all sort of the same thing. Oh, we have so much dirt here. Plenty of dirt for anything we could possibly need now and in the future. We just about perfectly filled up the rest of these sugar boxes. It's always nice when things come together so easily. Let's break them and grab them and head back home. Oh look, we picked up a couple of eggs. Let's give them a little toss. I always like to see. No chickens at the moment. Alright, I don't think we need to transfer what's in the shulkers to these barrels. We'll just set them all down. And let's get back to work. You know what I'd like to do, actually? I would like to take all of these ores and break them down and get their ores, rather, the blocks of ores. I want to mine the ores themselves from their blocks. That way we can maybe start them smelting. And then by the time we are done organizing the rest of those barrels and shulkers, maybe they will be done and ready. And we can place the bars where they're supposed to go. And just sort of multitask here a little bit. It might have been a good idea to put my elytra on for this task, as we are going to be building up very tall and very far. But I think sometimes a little bit of risk, a little bit of danger, it's kind of fun. And let's see just how high we can get up here. We still have 2 more stacks of coal to get through. I wonder if we'll reach world height. I don't think so. I think we're a little far from that. But we're definitely getting up above the clouds. Maybe we'll be able to see the sky and the aurora borealis. Actually, I'm seeing a little bit of snow right now. I think that's a good indication of how tall this block tower is getting. Alright, let's see if we can make it up another 30 or so blocks with this last stack of coal. The wind chill. We're up above the clouds now. We can even see the sun as it's rising. What an interesting view. Now let's bring it all down and collect our ores. I love the little spray of color that you get when you're mining the copper, of the orange and the teal. It's just a really nice visual for the eyes. Alright, and we have got all of our ores mined up, ready to be smelted. Let's see. several stacks of copper, a little bit of iron, and a bunch of coal. Why don't we go get those started right now? Perfect. Just enough for every single one to be working. And I do think I want to use one of these barrels now, or one of these chests rather, to hold the coal. And we can actually move the coal from here into our smelting room here. All right. While that's going, we can open these doors a little bit, get some fresh air in. Let's place these away. Let's keep getting organized. Starting with this shulker full of plants and greenery. Lots of flowers to add to our flower box. Lots of greenery to add as well. Actually, more greenery than we have room for. So I think that means that we will need to do a little bit of rearranging. I think I'd like to move the wool and dye chest. And we can make this the greenery chest. And we'll find some other place for the wool and the dye. Let's pull all of it out, or as much as we can. Place some of this greenery into here. And then it should be easy enough to take the rest. There we go. Real quick, the bamboo can come up here. And let's figure out where we can place our wool and dye. I'm thinking one of these. I'm actually thinking not one of those. Maybe we'll come in here. Why don't we make it this one? Wool and dye. And let's see if I can keep it organized here right off the bat. I suppose we could take some of this dye over to our flower farm. I'm not sure about that. Let me think about it. For now, I think I just want to get everything into the proper chests and barrels. We'll leave the banners out. I think those can go elsewhere. However, we need some more signs. And we need to make some more signs. Alright, the banners will go into general decor. Let's label this one coal so we know. Alright. I think that's good for the moment. Let's keep organizing. We started here, that one's done. Alright, plenty of stone here to take care of. And we'll grab this sugar box. And we'll grab a little extra from here. There we go. Let's put all the cobblestone. Not a ton of cobblestone. A little bit of mossy cobblestone is always nice. Regular stone and stone bricks all goes in here. Oh, not the golden carrots. Let me keep those. Oh, we forgot this cobblestone wall. Alright, and we have lots of basalt. I believe the basalt chest is here with the amethyst and the calcite. And we have now some greenery and some flowers. We'll place the overworld flowers in here. We'll place the greenery in here. The moss, of course, in the moss barrel. This crimson roots is from the nether. And we have, right now, a barrel just for nether. A couple of saplings and some bamboo. The bamboo goes up here, easy enough. We'll put the chests in with the functional blocks. The shulker boxes belong in the ender chest. And let's place these saplings where they belong. Acacia and spruce. Alright. We've got a ton more stone here. And we'll grab a couple of these extra things to fill up the inventory. Cobblestone. Stone and stone bricks. We'll put the hay bales into general decor, as well as the shroom lights, the glowstone, the sea pickles, and the honeycomb, the iron door as well. The poppy, of course, goes in flowers. The green dye we will move back to, well, we could place it here or we could move it to the flower farm. For now, let's place it here, as well as this black wool. And the oak signs in the oak box. The sugar box, of course, goes back in the ender chest. And we have this paper here. Now we are going to need to find a spot for the paper and the leather and the sugar cane. Although we are going to be making a sugarcane farm in the near future, it might be best to just save that to place into whatever storage we create for that sugarcane farm. Let me think about that a moment. In the meantime, there's plenty of other stuff that needs to be organized, such as this glass, plenty of decor for the general decor box, like the composter, the lanterns, the banners, the armor stand, or the campfire. I would certainly consider that decor. The candles as well. decorated pots, torches, any sort of lighting. Alright, oh, and the cobwebs. And the item frames, of course, can't forget those. Let's place these carpets and these dyes in with the wool. I believe the soul sand should go under nether materials. And let's create an entire chest just for the warped forest blocks, such as the warped stem, the twisting vines, and the warped wart blocks. We have a ton of fire charges now. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with those. We'll put these chests away. Wheat seeds, of course, and the food stuff. Chest. And these empty, almost empty. We'll break these down as we go. Helps us sort of realize that we're kind of knocking things off one by one. Alright, and let's get as much of this as we can. We'll start in here with the rest of the warped forest items. Anything that came from the nether or was crafted from items from the nether will go here. Make sure I didn't put anything extra in. Alright, I think that's good. We have some copper stuff here. Concrete. We will need to find a spot for concrete. Probably in one of these as well, or maybe in one of these over here. We have a lot of deep slate overflow. Let's see. Actually, I believe we could probably move everything that's in this chest over to one of those other ones. And maybe the terracotta and the concrete can be next to each other. I feel like those are similar in terms of colors and uses. Of course, everything that's copper will go in this copper chest. I do have a chest just for skulk. Some of this is decor. The rails belong with redstone. Oh, I suppose the iron doors should all be in one place together. We can put these chests and barrels in here. General decor. The red mushrooms. I think I'm going to take them out of food stuff and I'm going to put them into this mushroom block chest. Brown wool in here, of course. The soul lanterns in there. Now let's move all of this cobbled deep slate so we can use that chest for something else. Almost all of it, I believe, will fit into these two rows. All but one stack, and then we do have some extra room here. Oh, look at all this deep slate, you guys. We have so much of it. Let's label this even more deep slate. So we have deep slate, more deep slate, fancy deep slate, and even more. Alright, and then the concrete can go in here. And if it'll let me... No, I think you guys will have to move if you don't mind. Please and thank you. You too, little one. I need to access this chest. And this will be concrete. Here we go. All right. We're making good progress. Let's grab the rest of this stuff. We'll grab everything from in here. And let's break these barrels. There we go. We're almost there, you guys. Just a couple more. Just a couple more. Let's start with decor. I see these iron chains here. That's where those belong. And nothing else? No, nothing else in here is decor. All right. There's some nether items. All the netherrack has its own spot. Then, of course, this warped stuff into the warped forest box. A little bit of copper. We have several leads. Those are usually in one of these random boxes along with the name tags. We have a couple functional blocks in the inventory. Let's place those in here. Some obsidian. I believe the obsidian belongs here, as well as the ender pearls. Let's place the string up here with the bamboo. Torches. Some of these are tools. Sticks and a random wood. Spruce, of course, with the other spruce. A boat. I've decided that boats can count as functional blocks. We have a little bit of brown dye here. Let's place that in the dye chest. You guys are going to get into some trouble, aren't you? Might have to sit you down. Oh, look, I forgot this spruce. Alright, here's the dilemma now. We have this leather, sugarcane, which becomes paper, and gunpowder. We could probably put... Oh, this all needs to move, doesn't it? All that goes in with greenery. Except for the sugarcane. I'm thinking we should just put the leather in here. It is technically used to make item frames, so I think that kind of matches with the general decor. And then maybe the paper, the gunpowder, and the sugarcane will all be stored in our sugarcane farm because it will be mostly used for making rockets. So with that in mind, I'm going to put those just here in the ender chest for now as a temporary storage space. And let's keep going. Get these last couple barrels and sugar boxes organized. We're getting close, you guys. I know we have a little bit of spruce wood here to drop off. Some birch and some pale oak as well. Just a little bit of birch. More pale oak. There we go. Oh, and I missed a couple of spruce. they sort of blend in with the background on this texture pack that I have. Pale oak saplings. This is all deep slate, copper, and warped. So we'll drop the warped in here. Oh, just one. Oh, the warped blinks as well. Alright, you guys are starting to get in my way. Why don't you sit? And you can scoot over here. Thank you. Oh, this lava buckets. Let's remove that. Now we have an empty box or an empty barrel. Coal. And then this is just regular buckets. Okay. So we have an empty barrel here if we need to do a little better organizing. Let's drop off all our fancy deep slate in here. And this is regular deep slate. It was silk touched. I don't have a need for regular deep slate like that. So I would rather it be cobbled. It's a little easier to use that way. Let's stack all of this up just real quick and make some cobbled deep slate. All right. Now we have some copper blocks as well as some concrete powder, which can of course just go in the concrete box. And we'll put our tools back for now, and we'll put this barrel back. All the barrels are done, just a couple more shulkers now. Let's pull this stuff out of the bundle, just while we're at it, except for the other bundles. We'll leave those in there. All right. Warped away. We have some wool here. Some copper, some deep slate, some acacia. Let's drop off the copper first. And then the deep slate. Oh, we have a whole nother stack of just regular deep slate. I think we'll have to turn that into cobbled deep slate as well. Obsidian. Oh, a copper, oops. Copper nugget. One singular copper nugget. Oh, look, some raw copper. Why don't we smelt this up as well? Let's see how this is doing. That's all done. That's all done. We need more lava. That's done. That's done. All right. We'll place it all in here for now. We'll just keep it as ingots. And let's see, I would like to smelt up this raw iron and this raw gold. Oh, gold ore too. Why don't we take that and mine that up? And then I realized I have this deep slate emerald ore. Very rare, it's in the random one, but I kind of want to keep it here. We'll do something with that someday. And because we have both the gold ore and the deep slate, I think we'll just make one tall tower and take down both of these. All right. This is the one time where you know you can mine straight down without any risk at all, as long as you don't walk off the side. Perfect. Now we can put this deep slate back, and let's go get these ores smelted up. All right. We got a lot of wood here. These echo shards, I'm really not sure what they are or what they do. But the glowberries, we'll put them under greenery. We have some string here to add to our bamboo and string collection. Let's keep these grouped together. And then let's organize this wood. I know we have a little bit of acacia. We have some jungle here. I believe the rest of this is oak. Yes. There we go. All right, just 2 more shulker boxes. Actually, more like a shulker box and a half. Not too bad. Ooh, so close to being able to put it all in the inventory. All right, well, let's go put a couple of these things down and then we'll go grab the rest of it. Can I put this bundle of barrels into that bundle? Or bundle of bundles into another bundle? Complete bundleception. Functional blocks. Arrows will just drop in here as well as the tool. The coal technically goes in here. And a gold nugget. All right. These are empty. Oh, the last couple more. Okay. Now we're gonna take these down. Yes. And in terms of everything that needs to be gathered, it has been gathered. Now we just need to finish the organization. Leather, the heart of the sea goes in random. We have woolen dye, we'll put the blue dye here. Tons of dirt, let's go drop off all the dirt. One block of sand, how funny. Rooted dirt, gravel, sand. Oh, I forgot these grass blocks. They belong with the dirt. I don't know why. Oh, that's podzol, that's why. I know it doesn't look like podzol, but trust me, it is. Birch, jungle planks, oak planks. So jungle goes there, oak goes here, and an acacia trap door. Okay. Well, that is everything put into the storage room. However, the storage room itself needs a little bit of work. Like I mentioned, this tools and weapons chest is overflowing with stuff that I don't even use. This foodstuffs chest is also overflowing. And some of it definitely doesn't need to be here. Like this rotten flesh, for example. Like all of these eggs. I think I can find a better spot for these eggs. Let me grab these birch signs back out just in case we need to do any relabeling. And by just in case, I mean right now. Let's just put all the eggs in here. I am saving these for whenever we fight the wither. And hopefully we can get a ton of wither roses. Now the rotten flesh I'm saving for when we have a villager that will trade rotten flesh for emeralds. So for the moment, well, for the moment maybe I'll hang on to it and it'll kind of be in the same category as this other stuff. I'll take it back to the mob farm that we have built because we're going to be gathering rotten flesh in there from fallen zombies anyways. So we can just keep it all together. What else now? We have a ton of these wheat seeds and we have the wheat. I would like to keep the wheat elsewhere and I'll show you where in just a moment. But we'll keep the wheat itself. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Why don't we put the seeds into one of these 2 barrels? I think this one is already full of beetroot seeds, so we can put the regular wheat seeds in here. And then I want to keep the wheat itself in this chest near the cows. And while we're here, why don't we feed the cows? I hope their grunt noises aren't too distracting at the moment, or too bothersome if you're sleeping. It's always nice to have a bunch of cows at the ready if we need leather or if we need meat. Alright, I think that's good. We'll let them breed, let them grow. We'll put the wheat back. And let's keep looking through, seeing what else can be organized. Like these beetroot seeds can go back out there. Alright, For these tools and weapons, let me quickly take a look at current tools and weapons to see what I do or don't need. Oh, this diamond pickaxe has fortune on it. Oh, we should have used that when we were breaking all those ores. Well, I am going to keep that one. I'll probably put mending on it. We're going to put it here on the left. That means we're keeping it. This diamond hoe has efficiency 5 and unbreaking 3. However, we already have one with efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3. I don't think we'll need efficiency 5. You know what? We're gonna keep it anyways, because sometimes I like to break apart Skulk for experience as well. We can definitely get rid of this one. Now let's see. This iron pickaxe has fortune 3 on it. Why don't we keep that? A diamond shovel with silk touch. We'll keep that. We don't need an iron sword. A diamond sword with smite, knockback, and unbreaking. We already have one that has smite, fire aspect, unbreaking. This is a higher smite. There's a possibility that we could combine these. Let's just go take a quick look. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think we'll be able to combine them. Oh no, we can. Look at that. And we can add knockback to our sword as well. Why don't we do that? Beautiful. Alright, we'll put the sword back here for now. Let's see what else we got. Iron sword we don't need. We have a ton of shears. We'll keep those. We always need shears. We have a spear. We're of course going to keep this spear. We don't need this bow. This sword has knockback 2, sharpness 3, fire aspect 1. Did this already have sharpness on it? No. But something tells me it's going to be very... Something tells me we won't be able to put sharpness on this one. It is already pretty stacked with enchants, but let's find out. Ooh, we can, but we're gonna lose smite. And I don't want to lose smite, so never mind. Okay, I suppose I can put all of my current tools in hand. In order to compare them. Let's see, we can put these birch signs. Well, no, we'll hold on to them for another couple minutes. Alright, let's see what else. Diamond shovel with silk touch. Efficiency 2 and unbreaking 3. I feel like I don't really need silk touch on a shovel. Maybe we can combine these two shovels. So we have one with silk touch. Actually, it really doesn't matter, does it? We can get rid of this shovel. We'll keep this shovel. A diamond hoe. Let's compare. Silk touch, efficiency 4. Efficiency 5, unbreaking 3. Silk Touch, Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3. These are all very similar. These hose are exactly the same. This just one has mending. This one doesn't. We're still gonna hold on to it. Something within me will not let me get rid of a diamond tool or weapon with some good enchants on it, even if I'm never going to use it. This has Sharpness 4, Knockback 2, Unbreaking 2. And this already has Sharpness 3. Maybe we can combine these two. We'll try that. Smite 5, Fire Aspect 1. We really don't need it. But I'll keep it just in case. A Diamond Hoe with Efficiency 2. Let's see. We can combine these two. And another shovel with Efficiency 4. Unbreaking 3 and Mending. Efficiency 3, Unbreaking 3, and Mending. We'll keep this. This would actually come in good use for gathering sand because it's so efficient. Alright, we don't need an iron shovel. We don't need an iron axe. Let's put some of these back. That I know I'm going to keep. We'll leave this fortune one here to remind me to put mending on it. We might have another mending book already, actually. Arrows. And we're combining these. All right. Let's do what we did with the other things and just sort of toss these out here and let them despawn. There we go. Let's go try and combine the rest of these. Let's see, do I have a mending book handy? I do. Let's put mending on this fortune pickaxe. Too expensive. Well, that's quite unfortunate. I wonder if we could combine these two pickaxes instead. Also too expensive. Well, I guess we will just have to say goodbye to this one then. I guess we can use it until it breaks. Let's see, where's my other Silk Touch? Okay, yes, those are my two regular pickaxes. Oh, and we were going to try to combine these ones. I forgot to do that. Let's go run back up. Easy enough. Easy enough. All right. And then we can set these back in here. We'll keep the flint and steel, of course. Always good to have. Now let's take a look. We don't need an iron pickaxe. We don't need an iron sword, even if it does have mending on it. Bow. Power 4 and infinity. Power 3, unbreaking 3, and infinity. We might be able to combine those. We don't need a golden axe. A golden hoe with fortune. Part of me is wondering whether or not there's a reason to keep gold or iron weapons or tools, even if they're not necessarily useful. But I really don't know. And I would rather have this place clean and organized. We're going to keep our fortune pickaxes together. We'll keep our fishing rods together. We have these spectral arrows. We'll keep one stack of arrows. I think that's always good. Crossbow. This one's enchanted. We'll keep it just in case. And we have a diamond helmet with protection, respiration, aqua affinity. Fire protection, aqua affinity. What do we have now? Protection 4, respiration 3, aqua affinity. I can't see us needing these helmets, but we'll keep them. An iron shovel with fortune. Diamond shovel with efficiency 5. Unbreaking 3 and mending. Alright, and this will be our shovel for sand because of its high efficiency. Alright, let's move these over a little bit. Just want to make a little bit of room. Okay, I think that's good. And we can say goodbye to the rest of these. Perfect. And we are going to put this hoe back. I don't use the hose on any sort of regular basis, so I don't think there's any need to keep it on my hotbar or in my inventory. Let's go see if we can combine these two bows, and then we'll come back down and just check and see if there's any other organization that can be done at the moment. Too expensive. Makes sense. Don't we have a bow with mending on it? I could have sworn I made a bow with mending. Maybe not. Unless one of these bows that I dropped was our bow with mending. Let's see. No. Unless that one already despawned. Well, either way, it doesn't make that much of a difference. We have a mending villager. We have, I believe, an infinity villager. We can always make more bows. Oh, here's... Oh no. I got confused. Alright. Well. We'll put this bow back. Maybe we'll use it someday. All right. I do believe that I am satisfied with how everything has been organized. Let's go check on our ores that we smelted up. We'll grab those, get the experience, get them organized. Just for fun, why don't we take all these ingots and all these nuggets and make ingots and blocks? There we go. All right. And that is going to be the end of our video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today to organize all of our stuff. It feels so much better to have gotten that done. So I really appreciate your time. I hope you have a wonderful night of sleep or just a wonderful rest of your day, depending on where you're at or what you're doing. I do stream live here on YouTube every single Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. PST if you would like to join me for some adventures. Otherwise, take care of yourselves, have a good night, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.